Hello, everybody. Welcome to Frame Fatales here on Games Done Quick. Hope everybody is doing well. My name is Bastion Blue, and sitting here in the commentary booth with me is mrock. Hi, mrock.
Hi, Bastion.
And I hope everybody in chat is doing very well tonight. And we're very happy to bring you this run. And our runner tonight is Glove. Hi, Glove.
Hi. Yeah, I am really excited, really thankful that everyone met that $125,000 to get Super Metroid on the schedule. Our host has mentioned this is the first time in a couple years that Super Metroid has been here at Frame Fatales, and in addition, this specific route, any percent PRKD, which is the world record route, has never been run before. So this is a first time for this route.
That's very incredible.
That's exciting.
Yeah, we're very excited to bring y'all some PRKD right now, and of course, PRKD is a very big deal for Super Metroid. It's a very big deal for our community. Let's see. I guess Glove, whenever you're ready to start us off.
All right, yeah, let's just get into it. Also, first going to mention, as you're going to see in a second, thank you so much, everyone, for meeting the incentive to get the Trans Samus sprite, which we're going to see in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yes, and thank you, everyone in chat, and good luck, Glove.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun. This event at Frame Fatales is for the National Women's Law Center. We all definitely appreciate everybody donating to make this incentive happen, and donating to the National Women's Law Center for such, an incredible cause that the world needs right now. So right now we're going to have Glove go through Ceres, and of course, if you have not played Super Metroid in chat, this is the start of the game, and this comes after the opening intro movie that we skip because we want to go fast. And while we're here, as Ridley is about to take the baby away that Samus is trying to rescue, mrock, why don't you explain to all of us here and at Frame Fatales what any percent PRKD is?
Yeah, absolutely. So PRKD is the boss order. So oftentimes when you're starting out in Super Metroid, you are doing KPDR, which is Kraid, Phantoon, Dragon, and Ridley, and that is the route in which the game was designed to go through. And so Glove, or as I call her, Glovey, will be running PRKD. So PRKD is the world record route, and it stands for Phantoon, Ridley, Kraid, and Dragon. And we will see why it is the world record route. It's about a minute and a half faster than KPDR, and the early game can be pretty brutal because we will be sequence breaking. We'll talk a bit more about that as we go on, but it is a category, a boss order in which it takes a lot of work to get good at, and so I'm excited that Glovey gets to show it off here today for the first time ever, as she just said. And yeah, as we go through, we'll talk a little bit about sequence breaking. Right now, it's just kind of business as usual, right? We're just going collecting items and.
And Glove has been, running Super Metroid for quite some time, for about 5 years. She started out with KPDR, which mrock was talking about earlier, which is the version of any percent with intended boss order. And Glove got a under 50 minute time in that, and then switched to PKRD, which has a different boss order. and got a 45-minute flat time in that before switching to PRKD. And as mrock was saying, PRKD is the world record route. It is the speedrun that you'll most often see, speedrun category that you'll most often see on Twitch, 80% PRKD. And Glove has been running PRKD since the summertime, and her personal record is 42 minutes and 44 seconds, and she got that in November. And I gotta say, that is a very, goated time. That's a very incredible time right there.
That's an incredible time. That is a time that if she were to stop running Super Metroid forever, will definitely live on, which I'm glad that she keeps running, because she is goated, like you said, Bastion, and I've actually asked her to coach me when I switch to this route. So it's no easy feat to get a 42 in this game. Yeah,
it's a whole lot. PRKD is, as mrock was saying earlier, noted for its incredible early game difficulty. And there's a lot of stuff in the very beginning of the game that is it's almost like a gate. And I will refer to that gate when we see it. It's the moat. It certainly keeps me from. It's my personal gate. It certainly keeps me from trying it.
Yeah. No.
We don't want to gatekeep, but we do want to girl boss. I do just want to really quickly mention that we have 2 bid wars open right now. The girl boss bid war is the Fatale's favorite femmes in gaming bid war, which Samus Aran is winning, but not by much, over Madeline and also Talizora, who from the Mass Effect series is really coming back as well. So if you would like to donate towards that and let us know who your favorite femme in gaming is, please do so in your donations. I know we have one of the most famous on our screen right now, but there are all sorts of other amazing femmes in gaming too, so let's start that discourse. We also have the Save or Kill the Animals bid war open right now, which ends in 30 minutes? Less? Something like that? I don't know, but it's going to be really, really close, and it's getting closer because Kill is mounting that official comeback that we were talking about. It is at almost $2,000 versus Save's $2,433. So chat, if you'd like to make a massive comeback happen, Kill has been trailing the whole day. I want to see the underdog come on into the lead, so go ahead and donate for Kill. Or if you disagree, Save the Animals! ! Donate towards the National Women's Law Center.
Yes, we definitely want to see those donos come in. It's very exciting in these events when Kill the Animals or Save the Animals gets so neck and neck and so close.
If you really want to see that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And as speedrunners, right? I feel like there's an inclination towards killing the animals. I would like to say saving frames instead of killing animals. But chat gets to determine that, right? The viewers get to determine that. So we will, and we need to know by the time that Glovey is finished with Mother Brain, which we will give everybody a heads up. So what we just saw here, what Glovey just did, is the first sequence break of the game. So this is no matter what route you are taking. If you are speedrunning this game, you sequence break here to get what we call early supers. So these are missiles that Glove just used to go through this door that opened the green doors. And this is not the way it's intended. You are supposed to go fight Spore Spawn, who does not get a lot of love in speedrunning. And so that is typically where people start when they start speedrunning this game. And
in a casual playthrough, what the developers intended was to use the speed boots to get across, which is something we'll see later in our experience tonight.
I totally forgot what you used to get across. Thanks. I was like, somehow you go get them.
when you speed run it long enough, you tend to forget how the game is played on a casual level.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, if only we could go back and play this game casually. That would be fantastic.
I know.
If you have not played this game yet, and this speedrun interests you, I would definitely recommend doing a casual playthrough, because, you know, I still love this game, but it definitely loses that magic. So right here, we're going to see the next secret break, and this is specific to the route that Glove is running. So this is the Red Tower climb, and this was intended to have ice.
Glove is going for a hero shot right here. It didn't land it, but that's okay.
She backed it up good.
It was a good backup.
Yeah.
And what you'll see now
Essentially-
from Glove is...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
What was supposed to happen there is when you fire projectiles, they'll despawn a little bit after they go off screen, but if you can follow them up quickly enough, then that shot block out there would have already been destroyed, so I wouldn't have had to fall back down. Unfortunately, my jump upward was just a little bit too late.
And that we call that what Glover is referring to right there as the hero shot. And I do have to say that hero shot does come with some particular eccentricities that I have discovered in my own journey. It's a, like I said, it's a very eccentric hero shot. If you go up too quick, you know, it's not going to work, and if you don't go up fast enough, it's not going to work. So, and this is that gate that I was referring to earlier. This is what keeps a few players from going and trying PRKD or PKDR.
Oh, look at that.
And that was a very beautiful horizontal bomb jump. There's two ways to get out across there. One is the HBJ, which is what we saw Glove do, which is the horizontal bomb jump. That is deceptively difficult to pull off. Mrock, what would you say the other strat for getting across is?
The CWJ, the continuous wall jump, and
I'd say that one's probably very risky, right?
it's interesting because I think there can be some of them just click. I think for me, CWJ is, you know, when I do switch is something I'll main, but watching people do, watching Glove seamlessly go across the moat, horizontally bomb jumping, is definitely an aspiration. But
so we've got... No, so we've got our first boss here, our first major boss, and this is what makes this this is one of the things that makes this category so difficult. We have we have Fantoon, and this is a little difficult to explain very quickly, but Glove is using a Doppler strat here, which requires shooting missiles while walking into Fantoon. You're gonna see here's a setup here, and there we go.
Okay, I messed up the first round, so that was kind of tight. I had to get 6 missiles in there.
Gosh.
But still very beautiful, though. So that's very hard to do. That requires missile shots while walking into Fantoon at an interval of 10 frames in between every shot. There is a little leniency in those in the intervals, but not much. That is very, very difficult to pull off. That was very impressive, Glove.
Yeah.
You know what else is impressive? The Kill Gang has moved that number over $2,000, so that comeback's still mounting, but Save is also charging ahead. Right now, those two amounts combined are close to $5,000, and reminder that we would love to do that by the time this bid war is over. So chat, if you'd like to participate in the classic Save or Kill, you've got a little bit of time, but not much more. This bid war is going to close real soon. And whenever y'all are ready, I have so many donations and love for this game and for that bid war.
Why don't I think this would actually probably be pretty good because we're gonna go through. She's gonna go through Attic, and then there's a cutscene. So why don't you go ahead with some donations?
Fantastic, and we want to hear about your love for saving the animals or killing the animals. $50 from Beanie Feenie, who says, look, we love animals, but we love saving frames more, right? Chat, you know what to do. I believe in you. Hashtag pixels aren't animals.
Okay,
So real.
that is so good. I'm going to use that next time. Thank you.
Slightly more aggressive approach. $25 from Anonymous, who says, kill, kill, kill. So there you go on that. And if you want to be less aggressive, you can be like $50 from Metroid, who says, the frames are great, but the animals must be saved for fusion. So real. I love the lore. And remember to go ahead and put your donation towards that Save or Kill the Animals bid war when you do donate towards the National Women's Law Center. Once again, we are only about $300 away from that being a $5,000 total bid war, which would be amazing to meet by the end of it. We could go even higher as well. So !donate or use the donate to charity button underneath your screen and then mouse over the footage and click the GDQ logo to assign your donation.
Yeah, and here we are grabbing the gravity suit. This is a big part of the reason why we go up and fight Fantoon in the first place, is that this route, compared to sort of the developer intended boss order, is much more map efficient. We're grabbing this gravity suit, which gives us the properties of actually both suits in the game for nearly all purposes. There's one thing we'll talk about with the Varia suit later that we do have to grab it for, but this allows us to go right to Lower Norfair afterward, which is sort of like the final area of the game.
Right, and something, since we have a moment to breathe here as Glove is backtracking, there's a lot of nuance in the way that Samus moves in this game. So a lot of the times when you're listening, and this is difficult to convey, but a lot of times when you are listening to Super Metroid speedrunners talk about Samus's movement, you'll hear a lot of tech. You'll hear a lot of words like tech and names of different movement tech. You'll hear about movement, like, Samus is moving well or whatever, or a player's movement is good. There's so much nuance in the game to how Samus moves. It's very, very technical. One thing I do want to point out is that this is a very technical part of the game. You're seeing Glove do a lot of down grabs, a lot of ledge grabs, and a lot of very quick morph balls and soft morphs on the ground, and it's very hard to explain quickly, but it is. See, this game has a lot of very nuanced, very technical movement in it, and this is a very technical section, and Glove is doing a very good job here.
Yeah, and just pointing out that she did just grab the best beam of the game called Spacer. It's a very controversial, hotly debated topic in the Super Metroid community, but that is a beam that, when you are running the intended route, you temporarily grab before you drop it as you get faster. But in this specific category, she grabs that beam every time because she will not get the more powerful beam known as plasma.
Of course, that is one of the big differences between PRKD and KPDR. Besides the boss order, is that KPDR gets the plasma beam in Meridia, and PRKD and PKRD get the spacer beam. So Glove has just picked up high jump boots, and high jump boots are low-key one of my favorite items in Super Metroid. It makes the game much more easily playable.
It's a great item. I did want to throw out a random piece of trivia that I learned when doing comms for the some of the Super Metroid events. But did you know that the developers of Super Metroid were very big into Godzilla, and the voices of the sounds the bosses make in the game, so Fantoon, Ridley, Kraid, Dragon, are taken from the Godzilla movies? So
Very cool.
yeah, that's my favorite fact. So if you listen to them, in my defense, I haven't watched a Godzilla movie, but I assume that that's what they sound like. Very, very Godzilla.
My husband
dragon-like.
is a big fan of Godzilla movies, so I have seen quite a bit of them.
Yeah,
and I can confirm
Now,
that
real
Dragon
quick,
and Fantoon is.
I'm sorry, I do need to elbow in here. Speaking of giant monsters, we do have something kind of related to that, because we have just opened a new incentive for our next game, Titanfall 2, to unlock the Nessie Vault. So what that is it's a lovely little space full of amazing little Nessie plushes, and we get to have a little get together and party with a bunch of little cute plushes, and I really, really want to see that. Now, we need $3,000 for the National Women's Law Center in order to unlock that, and while Titanfall 2 is our next game, this incentive closes only about 15 minutes into that run. So that means that we don't have a whole lot of time to get that Nessie Vault unlocked. So especially if you are a save lover, I'm looking at you right now, because save is ahead in that bid war. And if you are an animal lover, you're going to want to see the Nessie Vault unlocked. So let's go ahead and make sure that our runner Sapphire can go spend some time with some plushes. ! Donate, and mark that incentive when you put your donation in.
Yes, and let's get those donos in.
Yeah.
Now is such an important time for organizations like the National Women's Law Center. So.
I have one more item to collect here, the wave beam, and after that we're going to be turning up the heat by a lot. As I mentioned before, we're going to be going into Lower Norfair. The game expects you to have more than 2 energy tanks at this point in the game. It also expects you to grab items like Screw Attack that we just do not have time for. So I'm probably going to be more or less in 2-hit KO mode for most of Lower Norfair. Up until I get to Ridley, which has his own challenges. Generally agreed to be the most difficult boss in the game. Lower Norfair in general is where a lot of runs go to die. Often quite literally.
And we'll be seeing that pretty soon. So Glove is going through the shopping mall of Upper Norfair and has acquired a lot of major items here. High jump, speed boots, and wave. And Glove is going to be going down deeper into Upper Norfair. And like I said, there's a lot of very technical movement here in this part of the game. A lot of very... and Glove is doing a very good job here. Here's a D-boost right here. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. And that's more of that technical movement I was talking about earlier.
And being able to do that right after intentionally pausing to disable Spazer and Ice for a strat we will see later in the game, specifically for Ridley. So, here is...
I don't know about these tabs.
It's a very big deal right here, y'all.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So unfortunately, I was supposed to Shine Spark up the room. That is, okay, we have a backup here.
A super tough trick. Super hard.
Yes, this is a super tough trick. And this is one of the rooms that ends a lot of speedrunners' runs, as Glove was mentioning earlier. It won't necessarily kill a run or kill Samus, but it is the difference between, a stellar run and just kind of like just a run or...
But it's... what Glove has been doing beautifully this entire time too is just showing that if you know your backups, you can keep the game moving. And I think Super Metroid really thrives on being able to back things up. And so just redoing that room, those taps are pretty tight. The alternative is if you miss, you power bomb, but oftentimes if a runner is confident in their ability to get through that room, that it's just easier to, you still save time going back and getting the tap switch glove did.
Pillar Spark is definitely one of the hardest sparks in the game. Definitely, I would say for me. Glove is getting through Lower Norfair pretty quick, though. She did a really good job in Worst Room in the Game, and Worst Room in the Game, which was now 2 rooms back. There's a reason why they call it Worst Room in the Game, and it is because it's an abysmal experience, that room, particularly in this category.
I just want to pause for a second because I just wanted to go back to what Glove had originally said about being within a hit of so many things here, and she had to pause there because those key hunters, they're called, are beasts, and so just wanting to point out that she beautifully manipulated her movements so that she kept the run alive. So.
Right, that was incredible. I do have to admit that was incredible. Those dodges. The monsters in Lower Norfair, they hit like freight trains, just freight trains, and they're quite intimidating because of it. So you've got to have good movement coming through here to avoid getting a hit. You cannot tank a hit here. You just have to avoid.
So, by the way, I do want to shout out that we are $160 away from the $3,000 that we need to unlock that Nessie Vault. As a reminder, that closes real early into Titanfall 2. And if you are a save lover, once again, save is winning that bid war. So go ahead and you put in your love towards the Nessie Vault instead, so that we can get that unlocked. Reminder, that is a room full of adorable plushies of, well, monsters. We also have a bunch of love in the donations for Favorite Femmes in Gaming, $25 from CJ the Elf, who says, Samus is my favorite hero next to my wife. Let's watch an awesome run. And we also have $50 from Clarinet Hero, who says, the best femme in all of gaming is obviously Shell from Portal. And remember, the cake is a lie. So tell us about your favorite femmes in your donations. I love Shell too, by the way. Portal, one of my favorite game franchises ever. While you donate, and make sure to click that Nessie Vault when you do donate, because we want to see monsters but in plush form.
So Glove here is doing the Ridley fight. Ridley is so hard and so challenging and difficult and complicated, much more so in PRKD than KPDR, where you do not have the plasma beam to deal additional damage. Because in KPDR, it takes, with the beam loadout that you get at this point, it takes 20 shots. It is much, much longer. And Glove takes Ridley down. You love to see it. You love to see it. I do want to point out, too, that Glove earlier had a great opener. It was an X Factor opener, and followed it up with a second X Factor, which definitely shortens the length of the fight. Ridley is a very complicated boss fight. There's a reason why Ridley's behavior has been documented in a enormously large flowchart that you can look at for yourself, and it's incredibly intimidating.
That I still don't. I looked at it when I first got into speedrunning Super Metroid, and I closed it and have not reopened it because it is his AI is just is insane. And
yes, one of my friends once referred to Ridley as an art form, and I can say, as an artist myself, that comparison does make sense to me. Ridley is a dance, and it is a very difficult dance to dance.
You stole the words out of my mouth. I was going to say
gaming, by the way. I kind of think Ridley should count as a femme in gaming, and if you think so too, y'all should donate towards the Nessie Vault and tell us about how wonderful and diva and girl boss you think Ridley is. Right now we have 470 out of the 3,000 that we need for that, which, by the way, means we just crossed $127,000 for the National Women's Law Center. Let's go. Can we get that to 128 and beyond during this run? Make sure we unlock the Nessie Vault because it closes just 15 minutes into our next run, and talk about monsters. Monsters are so girly pop, I gotta say, and I think Super Metroid really exemplifies that.
Right, we are out of the really scary part of this run now.
Yeah, so Glove has made it through Lower Norfair and is about to escape back into Upper Norfair. The Ridley escape sequence out of Lower Norfair is incredibly terrifying in PRKD. Glove's dodges of the Three Musketeer Red Key Hunters that you saw earlier were it was very impeccable dodging. Those three, we call them the Three Musketeers. They're Red Key Hunters. Those are incredibly difficult to dodge. There is definitely a science to it. And just tanking one hit from those is enough to create a serious problem. And 2 is enough to take you out. And I've seen many runs go the way of the dinosaur in that room, and that is an incredibly scary area of the game.
And now we are entering Kraid's lair. I like to call Kraid the resident finger flicker, but I'm sure Glove will make quick work of Kraid. So again, Kraid is typically the first boss fought, or the intended first boss fight. And even though the gravity suit works as both suits, Kraid hides, and listen to Kraid's calls, because they sound like a dinosaur, right? When you think of Godzilla, think of Kraid. And she's still going to grab the Varia suit, which is right behind Kraid, because it does help out with the rainbow beam at the end of the game, which we can talk a little bit more about. But Glove did that quick kill beautifully. She reduced the lag by shooting the fingy flickies down below, as you saw. She was jumping and shooting down and reduced the lag and made it look free. And let me tell you, this is one of the bosses. This is the first quick kill you learn, I think, when you're speedrunning this game, and sometimes it randomly breaks as you are getting good at the game.
Yeah, Kraid can be deceptively frustrating in that way, but this goes to show you how optimized the game is, because Glove was reducing the lag in the room by damaging into the spikes at the beginning of the fight and using the wave beam to remove some of the boulders as they spawned. That's how optimized this game is, and it's incredible to think about. And of course, Glove did an incredible job on the Kraid quick kill, which is also quite deceptive in terms of its difficulty sometimes. So now we're getting into Meridia, which is the underwater portion of the game, and this is where a lot of people say Super Metroid speedruns go to die. Go to die, yes.
In any category, just objectively, the strats are difficult. It's funny that you said that, because I say that all the time in KPDR, right? And now we are in PRKD, and still the sentiment remains. And it just so happens to be at the latter half of the game, when you've already put in all the work to get here, that things can be difficult. But
yeah, still so many things can go wrong here. So, but Glove is showcasing really good movement here, and we have a big fight here with Batwoon.
My drops are probably going to be bad here. Yeah.
Good monster. GG.
Lucky drops.
GG.
I took a little too long killing Batwoon there, which means that he gave me fewer drops. Quality-wise, though, getting 2 supers there is actually pretty lucky, so we are good. Resource management is such a huge part of this game, especially in this segment, having enough resources to fight Dragon, which is going to be our next boss.
Everybody hold. Everybody hold. Beautiful full halfie.
Nice. That is, the full halfie is the culmination of all of the fundamentals you hone while running Super Metroid, because you have to have great wall jumps, great management of your Shine Spark timer. You just have to have good space-time continuum perception, but that's not the word. Spatial, whatever. Glove knows how to move Samus in ways that show that she is a top runner, to say the least.
Glove is going for the opener. Oh, elbow drop into Dragon. Let's go.
Nice.
Dragon is
reminder,
such a
chat,
difficult
while
fight.
you are watching Glove take down these monsters, we want to unlock even more monsters. The Nessie Vault is waiting for y'all to go ahead and unlock it. This is for Titanfall 2, which is coming up next, and this donation incentive closes only 15 minutes into that run. So we have $520 out of the $3,000 that we need for that, and we're going to need some more love on that to make sure that it gets met. We've got $25 from SVI, who says, women, Nessies, women holding Nessies, and that is what we'll be able to see if we get that. So please tell me about your favorite monsters in the donations. I know y'all have some favorite monsters from media, from games, maybe Super Metroid, who's your favorite boss. Go ahead and let us know with your donations and make sure to assign them towards that Nessie Vault for Titanfall 2. Also, we still do have that Save Kill bid war open as a reminder as well, and that's going to close pretty soon. So if you'd like your donations to go towards that, please go ahead and get them in now. We do not have much more time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Speaking of not having much more time, we are on our way to the end of the game, Turian. Turian is locked behind the 4 major bosses that we killed in that Fantoon, Ridley, Kraid, and then Dragon. And now we got to go fight Mother Brain. So there's a lot of very technical movement coming up that I think is really fun when executed well.
And you're running
2010,
10, right? Oh, 2010. You must have grabbed the wave missiles.
Yes. So I run the world record run does as well. Technically, you only need 3 missile packs to beat the game. However, most people grab 4 missile packs. At the end, you can see we only have 8 missiles and 4 supers here. There's a little bit of RNG. We're going to be killing Metroids who have 6 drops each. And so we need to get our resources full.
Yes.
Something I do want to point out real quick about the end of the Dragon fight and the reverse halfie. Glove did an amazing job going for the spike suit in the reverse halfie, which got her across Coliseum very quickly. That's a huge deal because that's very difficult to do. The spike suit is a double frame perfect trick, so it is incredibly difficult to pull that off. And I think we have time for a couple of donations, 2 or 3.
Oh, absolutely. We've got $25 from Katie K1TT, who says, after many GDQ showcases of Super Metroid on finale day, it just feels like home. Good luck, Glove. Agreed. And we have $25 from Anonymous, who says, gotta donate for Super Metroid always. Loved this whole event, including my fave Femterra in the earlier FF6 run. Thanks to all the Fatales for showing us how it's done. Thank you so much for donating towards the National Women's Law Center. And as a quick reminder, the National Women's Law Center is a group of advocates, experts, and lawyers who fight for gender justice, taking on issues that are central to the lives of women and girls. This is such an important time to be able to be helping the National Women's Law Center. They are incredible. They do so much good work for women and femmes. And if you want to fight towards gender justice as well, you can help us fight towards getting that Nessie Vault unlocked. Right now, we have 545 out of the 3,000 that we need in chat. I know Titanfall 2 isn't this run, but this particular incentive, we need to meet it 15 minutes into the Titanfall 2 run. So that means we really do not have a whole lot more time. And if we meet that, good news, we'll be pretty much at $130,000 raised for the National Women's Law Center. So chat, you're going to want to get on that. I want to do that pop off with y'all. So !donate.
So we're seeing the cruel RNG. Oh my gosh.
Always bailed out.
Oh my gosh.
Bailed out.
Oh my gosh.
So,
okay.
this
That I
part
just
of the
had
game-
to. I was like, after Glove, used regular missiles to increase her chances of getting super drops and got none, my heart started beating. So I was
right.
As soon as I said something, right, they talk about the commentator's curse, but I'll take half credit for that. That's okay.
This is an incredibly difficult part of the game.
Yeah, we're gonna be silent for this so that
okay, everyone silent.
Can, yeah.
Okay, cool. We're good.
Beautiful.
So we just skipped a
Beautiful.
cutscene that would have cost us potentially like 30 seconds, like 20 to 30 seconds there. That baby is supposed to grab you and drain all of your health and then sort of fly away. We don't have time for that.
But we do not have time for that. We are speedrunners. Glove making quick work of Tyrion using the Stachio skip to skip the baby cutscene sequence. This part of the game is so volatile and it's so scary. Glove is making really good work with it. The 4 Metroid rooms that you saw earlier, any speedrun can die in those rooms, and you have to be so careful with resource management, and you have to be lucky to get the drops that you need to get through phase 1 of the fight, which Glove just got here. You can only use ammo in phase 1. And something that was particularly
sorry
scary.
to cut y'all off. I do just want to say last chance for save or kill bid war donations. Right now, save is ahead by about $700. So if y'all would like to do the snipe of the century, donate for kill. If you want to keep save in the lead, donate for save. Go on ahead.
This fight here with Mother Brain phase 2 is particularly scary. Once you do a certain amount of damage to Mother Brain, she shoots something that we call the ketchup beam, and it's in most instances it is a terrible deal breaker, and it will getting hit by even one ketchup beam is enough to end the run immediately.
And Glove really showing off sick dodges because she does only grab 3 energy tanks, and so her ability to dodge. Okay, that was so good. That was a very goated multi-dodge.
It's very tense here.
Oh my gosh!
This part of the fight is
holy
so
crap!
Tense.
And on that note, on very tense, we will need to know here in just a second if we are going to.
We still have the
cutscene,
cutscene, so it's once Mother Brain 3 is finished. So we see the text that says escape immediately. That's when it'll close. So you have maybe a minute to get your donations in. Do not wait.
There you are.
Exclamation mark donate. And remember, if you are a save lover, we need your help with unlocking the Nessie Vault as well. $1,045 on that out of the $3,000 that we need. And that closes super quickly into next run. So get your donations in for Save, Kill, and Nessie Vault right now.
Ooh.
Great work, Glove. That was a spicy Mother Brain 2 fight. Because again, at that point, when she only has 3 energy tank and 29 HP, there is very little room to take any more damage. And so what did you get? You got a meatball, a ketchup, and onion rings at the same time that you dodged? Oh my gosh!
It's very dangerous. So the reason why this is so critical here is that you see there's 100 energy in each of these pink tanks in the top left. If Glove's HP goes below 300, then this run is immediately over during this fight. You could have the best movement of your life. You could be on PB pace. And if you take enough damage to go under 300, it's instantly over in this fight. That's why everything is so critical, and that's why everything is so dangerous. Your dodges have to be on point here. And Glove did a wonderful job.
And she is making quick work of Mother Brain 3. So again, as soon as Here is Mother Brain 3 gone. Goodbye, Mother Brain. As soon as we see that text saying to escape, Glove will need to know if she is saving frames or if she is saving animals.
Those last-minute snipes need to come in now if you would like to
I need to
change
know
that
right now.
outcome.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's all right. Save is going to be the winner, so go get those animals.
C'est la vie.
We know you're fast. It's all good.
So it is interesting. Who is the runner who saves the animals in every one of the
that is
PBs?
Susrain, one of the legends of this game. Like, one of the people you could legitimately say the best Super Metroid runner you've never heard of. He does a lot of off-the-wall categories. He should have a 41 in this game, but instead he saved the animals.
That's
because
awesome,
he saves
though.
them every run. Yep.
I also do want to remind chat that if you'd like to save some animals, or at least get us to go see some adorable plush Nessies, we do really need to get those donations in for the next run of Titanfall 2 to unlock the Nessie Vault. We are at 1,045 out of the 3,000 that we need, helped along by a $500 donation, from Anonymous.
Animals.
Thank you so much for that.
Wow.
So cool. But again, we need those donations in to see more animals, but in plush form in Titanfall 2! !Donate.
We saw them, and we say hi, and then we say goodbye, and we get out. If you wait in this room,
Time is
the
coming up in a
last
second.
Edacoon. Oh, yeah. As soon as
Time
pushes down on the ship. Time.
GG! Woo!
GG.
GG's, Glove. Amazing run
Wow.
here.
Yeah. How are you
That was
feeling, Glove?
incredible.
Definitely some parts of that run were very messy. I got nearly every major trick though, so I'm glad to have been able to show them off. And absolutely, I just love this game so much. Also, I'd like to point out the Trans Samus ship as well. That's one of my favorite parts of the sprite. But I love this game so much, and this is a more difficult route, but there are so many different ways to play this game. There's any percent KPDR, there's 100% low ice, there's a really thriving randomizer community, and everyone is so welcoming. Like, literally, if you just stream, people will come, they'll help you out with tricks and whatnot. And I would not still be playing this game if it weren't for how incredible the community is. With people in it like my two commentators here, mrock and Bastion. Thank you so much for joining me for this run.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
thanks
was a
for
pleasure.
inviting us.
It was a pleasure.
This is-
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, watching you run is always such a treat, and just like you said, Glove, the reason I am streaming is because in the Super Metroid Discord I asked y'all for help, and you said there was multiple that said hop on Twitch, we'll come in, and I mean, you couldn't ask for a better community. So if you're looking for a game to run and some awesome online support, Super Metroid and Glove herself are always down to help. So.
And big shout outs to the Super Metroid speedrunning community. There's a lot of very, very, very good people within the community. Glove, of course, being one of them.
Thank you.
And everybody, please, 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 please be sure to follow Glove_SM at Twitch. See more great runs like this. And thank you everyone for donating, of course, too, to the National Women's Law Center.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we were able to raise a couple thousand more dollars during that run. Quite a bit through that save kill incentive. So I mean, before I ever ran this game, my favorite part of GDQ was always the save kill bid war. So it's really cool to get to be a part of it.
Almost $5,000 from the National Women's Law Center through that bid war, y'all. Thank you so much, and great run.